Most aircraft maintenance engineer apprentices fail the CARS exam not because of lack of skills but because of lack of strategy. For you guys that are new to my channel, my name is Peter. I am a licensed aircraft maintenance engineer and I have helped apprentices to pass that CARS exam 80% and above. So if you're an apprentice about to write your CARS exam and you need guidance on how to pass this exam 80% and above, click the link in the description and book a consultation and let me see how I can help you out. All right. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the layout of the exam, right? And number two, I'm going to be talking about the right way to prep the right way, right? I'm going to be talking about the layout of the exam, and I'm also going to be talking about the right way to prep for this examination. When it comes to the layout of the examination, right? When it comes to the structure of the examination, you have 50 questions, right? 50 questions, and they are all multiple choices, right? And usually the multiple choices are like this in this structure: 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get to choose which of the right answer is, right? And guys, I feel like with the multiple choices, right, this examination is easy to pass, and that is why I advise people whenever you study for the examination, right, you want to study to understand, not study to cram. You know what I mean? Once you study to understand plus multiple choices, guys, this examination is easy to pass. All right. And when it comes to the timing, the time is 180 minutes, right? Which is about what, 3 hours for the examination, for the whole examination. I think this is too much for 50 questions. Personally, I think it's too much. With the right preparation, with the right strategy, you can get this exam done in like an hour, 30 minutes, or max 2 hours. 3 hours, it's a little too much. All right. And when it comes to passing the examination, right, you need 70%. So if we take 70% of 50, that leaves you with 35. You need to get 35 out of 50. Guys, with the right preparation, with the right strategy, with the right guidance, multiple choices, you can get 35 out of 50 easily. This is something I have helped apprentices with. You know what I mean? With the right guidance, right information, guys, this exam is not that hard. All right. What I'm going to talk about next, I'm going to talk about the right way to prepare for this examination. And this is something I see a lot of apprentices make. These are mistakes I see apprentices make whenever they study for the examination, right? So secondly, we're going to talk about the right way to prep, right? When it comes to preparing for the examination, guys, I usually recommend start studying at least 2 months. 2 months before the examination, guys. The reason why I put this as my voice points is because I'll give you guys a personal story. I like to use personal story, right? When I was doing my examination a couple years ago, when I was about to write my examination, right, this type of person that like getting information from people. So I spoke to a lot of licensed guys that had the past experience. I'm like, hey, but how was the examination? How was what helped you? How, man, a lot of these guys were telling me, nah, Peter, you don't need to study. All you got to do is study the CARS textbook. All you got to do is study for 2 days, 1 day, 1 week, and you can pass this exam. Guys, I'm here to tell you, man, without the right preparation, this exam is not that easy, right? And I usually recommend you start prepping 2 months before the examination. I mean, it depends on how smart you are, right? I'm not the smartest person, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to literally study a lot to pass this examination, all right? Me personally, I always recommend 2 months before the examination. And the second point I'm going to talk about is this is actually a big mistake I see a lot of people make, right? when studying for this examination. A lot of people just, and this is because of false information. I almost felt a victim for this, right? And I've seen people falling victim for this, right? Most people will tell you whenever they are studying for this examination, most people will tell you, hey, study all the questions at the back of the textbook. Guys, my handwriting is not the best, but so there is this textbook called Cars for AME. That's the preparation textbook for most aircraft maintenance engineer apprentices, right? And that textbook usually have hundreds of questions at the back, which is really helpful, right? Do not neglect that questions, all right? But most people just tell you, hey, just study the questions. Guys, this is not the right way to do it. I'm telling you, this is from someone that had experience doing this. I did it the right way. I actually created a strategy for myself on how to, and that's how I passed this examination. Guys, the right way to do this, right? You want to study, you want to take at least a month, right? At least a month. Study the whole textbook back and forth as much as you can. Guys, the reason why I say this is because this examination, it's a yes, the question helps a lot, right? The question helps a lot, but when you get to the examination, right? When you're about to write the examination, and people that have written this examination can testify, right? The way Transport Canada paraphrase those questions, I am telling you, man, without you studying and understanding this textbook, you can't pass it. It's like whoever says the examination is not, I don't know what to say. Like the way they paraphrase the question is like, sometimes it doesn't even make sense, right? But once you study to understand, right, it makes it more easier. With the multiple choices, you study to understand with the right strategy, guys, you can pass this examination easily. Me, I usually tell people at least a month. Don't even look at the questions. Don't look at the questions at the back. At least a month. You want to study the textbook back and forth and understand every steps. All right? Understand every steps, every chapter, every appendix, every standard, every part. You want to understand everything as much as you can. Then once you study the whole textbook, now you can go to the questions. Right? Now you can go to the questions and focus a lot more on the questions. All right, guys, with the right preparation, with the right strategy, this examination is not that hard, man. It's not that hard. This is coming from someone that is not the smartest person. I've never been a crazy smart, intelligent, Elon Musk type of person. Nah, but for me, whenever I'm about to write an examination, I always look for the right way to do it. I prep ahead of time, and that's what really helped me out prepare to pass this examination. This is something I have helped apprentices with. So if you're a licensed aircraft maintenance apprentice and you're about to write your CARS exam and you need someone to guide you through on how to get this exam, pass this exam 80% and above, click the link in the description and book a consultation and let me see how I can help you out. All right, for you guys that are new to my channel, like I said, my name is Peter. I am a licensed aircraft maintenance engineer and I help aircraft maintenance engineer apprentices to pass the CARS exam, and I also have hundreds of videos regarding aircraft maintenance engineer on my channel. Please do not forget to check out those videos. All right, please, and also do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. Love you guys.